For the 56th time in the history of this tournament, we are live at Susquehanna High School in Duncannon, Pennsylvania, Eastern Perry County, as we have the 56th annual Perry County Boys Basketball Championship Tournament Day 1 action here at Susquehanna, the home of the Blackhawks, as we have our first semifinal here on Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook page and on Peco Talk Sports Zone, presented by the Bank of Landsberg and Peco Yardscapes. As we have semifinal number 1 here today, as we have the West Prairie Mustangs taking on the Greenwood Wildcats. Hello, everyone watching on either Facebook or YouTube. I am Alex Ball, the Golden Pipes of Perry County Basketball, and this has been truly a year of the ages for Susquehanna School District. And what I mean by that is Susquehanna, when it comes to championships so far this school year, they have been coming left and right. Susquehanna has already won 4 Perry County championships in as many sports as field hockey. Susquehanna has won field hockey, cheerleading, boys cross country, and girls basketball so far this school year, and now Susquehanna, the home of the state champions field hockey team here at Susquehanna, and Susquehanna looking to keep that championship momentum going. But we will see them in the second semifinal as we have the West Prairie Mustangs, who head into this one 3-5 on the year, 1-4 in a very tough Mid-Penn Conference Colonial Division, while Greenwood, the Wildcats, here taking the floor of Susquehanna. They are 5-3 on the year so far, currently 3-1 in the Tri-Valley Athletic Association West Division. We are up here at the Hawks Nest. I am alongside Nick Miller. Nick Miller is up here with us as well. We're up at the Hawks Nest, a little bit different scene here for our broadcast. We have been doing this since 2020, and the first time we are up here at the Hawks Nest. This is pretty much a dream come true for us up here. West Prairie's coming off a big win in the last game this past Tuesday on the road at Juniata, getting a taste of a Tri-Valley Athletic Association, and West Prairie Mustangs got a dominant 56-45 win against at Juniata, while Greenwood are coming off a dominant win exactly 1 week ago at home, 70-22 against Belfield Christian. Mason Page is the top scorer for the West Prairie Mustangs. He's having a good freshman year, and now we have our starting lineups here for you today. It is semifinal number 1, Greenwood versus West Prairie.
Under the direction of head coach Tom Slee and assistant coach J.D. Page. A 6-foot junior, number 1, Casey Such. A 6-foot freshman, number 10, Mason Page. A 6'2" junior, number 23, Hayden Fleischer. A 6'1" junior, number 24, Jackson Bauer. And a 6'3" senior, number 25, Hayden Ryder. For game 1, Greenwood will be the host team and West Prairie the visiting team. And now, if you would please stand, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
back here. We do apologize to those watching on Facebook and YouTube, but because of copyright infringement rules, we are not allowed to share any pre-recorded versions of the national anthem. That's not our rule, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Facebook and a YouTube rule. And so we are set here. Mason Page for the West Point Mustangs has been having himself an amazing freshman season so far, scoring double digits in most of his games so far. And meanwhile, for Greenwood, you got to keep an eye on the senior Bronson Moyer, one of the top scorers in the Tri-Phi Athletic Association, 11.5 points. 11.5 points per game for him. He's one of the top rebounders as well. He's third in Tri-Valley League with 34 rebounds. And he is one of the best free throw shooters around. So the senior Bronson Moyer is probably you do not want to foul if you are the West Prairie Mustangs. And now here we go. We are set and ready to go. Free throw shooting percentage for Bronson Moyer is 68%. Fourth best in the Tri-Valley League. And here we go. Semifinal number 1 about to get started. And here we go. The opening tip-off is set and it's taken by the Greenwood Wildcats. We are underway. Here at Susquehanna High School, Duncannon. It's truly been an amazing year for Susquehanna School District when it comes to winning championships. More notably, we saw the trophy in the right outside the gym here, the state championship trophy for the Susquehanna field hockey team, which was won this past fall. And now here we go. In case you haven't noticed already, Greenwood is in the white, West Prairie is in the green. They're on the way. Here is Bronson Moyer. Moyer looking for a reverse layup. And three-point curve shot is good for Jack Myers. Jack Myers from the corner three. The Greenwood Wildcats, the war zone. Making noise early here. That's what they call their student section. The war zone, they travel well. They go wherever Greenwood basketball goes. Now here's Casey Such. Casey Such last week was out with an illness, but it's great to see Casey Such back in a West Prairie uniform. Casey Such, the all-time freshman scoring leader, but that record could be in jeopardy with the way that Mason Page has been scoring so far this season. Here is Casey Such. Casey Such going over and trying to get somebody in the back. Here's Jackson Bauer. Thought about shooting free. But I think for Greenwood, you do not want to leave Mason Page open from the three-point line. And here's Casey Such back guard Jackson Bauer. Bauer with a lane up in front, and his shot is blocked. He gets it right back, Curry gets the shot, and Jackson Bauer puts the Mustangs on the board. Making a very fast-paced environment here for both teams. 24 on 24. Jackson Bauer pokes the ball free. Last touch by the other 24, Jack Myers. We are just getting started here. Semifinal number 1 here today at Susquehanna. I am Alex Wall, the Golden Pipes of Perry County basketball. Up on the Hawks' Nest. First time ever we are set up here for this tournament. 56th annual. It's the longest running Perry County Championship tournament in Perry County sports. Three-point shot for Casey Such off the mark. Ken Grebo has been having himself a good rebounding year so far. And he lost it there. Poked free by number 20, Mason Morgan. Three-point shot heavily contested there for number 9, Jackson Anderson. Another shot here. Offensive rebound again. And this will go in for Bronson Moyer. Bronson Moyer gets the 2. And now looking to tie us up very quickly is Bauer. Bauer shot a little too strong. Ball is knocked loose. Taken it back by Mason Page. Page trying to keep it himself. He does. And finds Jackson Bauer. Jackson Bauer is... I remember Jackson Bauer when he was just a freshman a couple years ago. But he wasn't the tallest dude, but man, did he grow. And the West Prairie Mustangs, I had a chance to talk to Tom Smee, the head coach for West Prairie, earlier this season, saying that they have some height now. Like the boys definitely got bigger since a couple of years ago when most of these kids were freshmen. Shot there for Mason Page is off the mark. And it's cleared by number 20, Mason Morgan. West Prairie Mustangs 3-5 on the year. Very tough Mid-Penn Conference Colonial Division for the Mustangs. Westbury girls basketball is at home tonight against the Big Spring Lady Bulldogs in a non-conference matchup. And this ball is taken away. Mason Page with the ball. And he gets fouled. Fouled by number 11, Jackson Anderson. And substitutions coming for both teams. Ryan Garante is in for the Wildcats, and in for West Perry is number 25, Ken Griebel. And here's Hayden Fleischer. Fleischer back to Casey Such. Over to Bauer. Good screen for Griebel. He has been doing that well all season long. Jackson Bauer with a free. Just a bit short off the rim. Nice awareness for Casey Such to get it back in. And, good idea. Good strategy there. Ken Griebel passing it back to Such, but his foot was out of bounds. All right, this first quarter has gone by pretty quick. Here's a three-point straightaway shot. Off the mark there for Bronson Moyer. Cleared by Casey Such. Such over to Hayden Fleischer. Fleischer trying to find a lane. Over to Mason Page. Mason Page dangerous from free, and his first attempt at free is good for Mason Page. Mason Page, that's what I'm talking about. Mason Page from three-point range has been on fire. He's not perfect by any means, but he has been clutch from downtown. And now this is Owen Losh, who just came in, by the way, for Greenwood. Over here now to Jacob Anderson. This ball's loose. And Bronson Moyer with a tough shot. It banks in. Bronson Moyer, one of the top scorers in the Tri-Valley League. He is the top scorer on the Greenwood Wildcats team. And the Mustangs with a 7-5 lead. Lobbing pass over to Jackson Bauer. He was able to avoid the screen. That's what West Perry does well. Good screen this time for Griebel. Or Mason Page. Page from the elbow. And he's got to find Hayden Fleischer. And here comes the foul. A little bit of a late call here. But Hayden Fleischer will head to the line for the first time tonight. It's actually a 7-5 lead for Greenwood. I take that back. Foul is on Bronson Moyer. And Fleischer, first free throw of the night is good. Looking to tie this game up, 7-6. With this one free throw right here. And it drops in for Fleischer as well. They are now tied up at 7-7. West Perry hasn't led so far in this game. They're looking to turn that around right here. And our ball is loose on a bounce pass, went right through Casey Such. Ryan Garante. Garante finding Moyer. Back to Garante. This is Mason Morgan. And ball rolled around. Casey Such couldn't find it. And now from the line, a bank shot, and that is in for Ryan Garante. Actually, that was actually Drake Kerstetter on the shot. And now Mason Page from free. It gets fouled, but it goes in anyway. Mason Page 2 for 2 from three-point range. This shot goes in. That's good for Jacob Anderson. 5-4 to go with less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. Here's Mason Page. If Greenwood hasn't realized that Mason Page was good from three-point range earlier, they know it now. There's Jackson Bauer, backhand pass. Casey Such, Mason Page from the course. He got to go 3 for 3. No, he will not. But kept in by Jackson Bauer. Mason Page, second effort. Banks it in. Mason Page, 3 for 4 from three-point range. The Mustangs have their first lead tonight in the final seconds of the first quarter. And King Grebo, looked like a good block there, but it's going to be a foul on Caden Krebo with 4/10 of a second to go. And for first time today, Krebo was sent player to a free throw line, and it's Mason Morgan. Gets both of them in, we'll have a tie game, and nope, he misses the first. That's probably is going to have the lead at the end of the first quarter. Drew Brandt is in. Drew Brandt in for Casey Such. Second free throw is money for Mason Morgan. Home run ball trying to find Mason Page, and clock runs out very quickly. And the Mustangs were looking for a home run ball at the end with less than a half second to go. But we have reached the end of the first quarter, and the West Prairie Mustangs, Mason Page, 3 for 4 from downtown. And right now it is one of the big differences, 13-12 at the end of one. You are watching the 2025 Perry County Boys Basketball Tournament Semifinal, presented by the Bank of Landsberg and Peco Yardscapes. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter. Back here for the start of the second quarter, 13-12 for the West Prairie Mustangs. What a game we're here. 8 minutes down. A lot more to go. Here's Drew Brand over to Jackson Bauer. Here's Mason Page, had the big first quarter, 3 for 4 from three-point range. And now trying to get a pass to Drew Brand is intercepted. Taken back, and the Wildcats a hard fall, and ball will count it for Dylan Wilbur. Dylan Wilbur's first 2 points tonight. Actually, that was actually Ryan Carante. Oh, no, Bronson Moyer. Excuse me. That was Bronson Moyer there for 2. He has 6 points already. Gives Greenwood the lead right back. This is Jackson Bauer, one-on-one against Jackson Anderson. Real Wildcats, they have been now an offensive foul called against Jackson Bauer. That's his first. Good defensive work for the Real Wildcats. That's the first foul on Jackson Bauer, only the second on West Perry so far in this game. This ball's loose. And the Real Wildcat fans looking for a foul. It gets the call. Foul is on him, Fleischer.
Personal foul on Mustangs, every player remaining 20 seconds first.
You can't see the basket and stuff that you're saying about it. That's better. I might have to zoom out a little bit more since we're up so high. It plays a lot of fouls.
I just realized that you can't see the basketball, the hoops were up here, but just fixed that. Sorry about that. This is Bronson Boyer. He goes 2 for 2 from the line. There's Mason Page. Mason Page, good spin move. Mason Page still trying to get himself past the bounce pass over to him. Fleischer with a shot, and we have a whistle, jump ball. Possession now pointing towards the Greenwood Wildcats. And now wide open look for a perimeter three. Off the mark there for Dylan Womer. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in on the Prairie Guy Talk Sports Show Facebook page, as well as the Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel. I am Alex Wall, and so far a good semifinal here for both teams. West Perry leads the Prairie County Championship tournament with 18 championships, and now there's Aiden Looper with 2 points. There's Bronson Boyer. Boyer with a tough shot. Ball goes out of bounds. West Perry wide it back, but stay with the Wildcats. And now ball is down, kicked by Casey Such. We're starting to see the Newport Buffaloes make their way into the high school gym here at Susquehanna. Newport takes on the host Blackhawks in the second semifinal by a 3-point court shot. Wide open look for Jackson Anderson off the mark. No, too strong on the shot there. Hayden Fleischer gets it back. Here's Mason Page. Page, nice bounce by Hayden Fleischer, and the Mustangs get the lead back. And Fleischer with 4 points. Nice job for Mason Page to hang on to that. Jack Myers tries to get it back. Over to Fleischer. That's it down middle, and Lofer gets fouled by the number 15, Ryan Quarante. And now Wessel here, and West Prairie is going to call a timeout. There's no West Prairie timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout here for the Mustangs, so we'll keep it right here. 3:56 to go. West Prairie Mustangs up by 1. Let's take a look at some of the comments that we are seeing here right now. just a lot of complaints about the camera angles. We do apologize for that. It's weird that the camera angle that I see on the camera I have here in front of me is somehow different than the one that's being put on the stream. Yeah, I don't know why that is. So, I do apologize for that, but I'm glad we got that fixed up very quickly. Now, Madrid Brand finds Mason Page for free and just a little strong on the shot there. Gets tipped up by him, Fleischer. And Casey Sudge gets the shot, goes in, and he gets the foul. Casey Sudge has been on a recent struggle as of late so far for his junior year in scoring. And it's the second foul on Bronson Moyer. 3-point lead for the Mustangs. I'm going to make it 4 here on this end one for number 1. Casey Sudge buries it. Less than halfway to go before halftime here in semifinal number 1. Defense pressure for the Mustangs. Almost got away there for Greenwood. Jackson Anderson. And good spin move for Ryan Garante, and the shot was good, but he walked before the shot was made. So 2016 for West Perry. You want to know a fun fact about West Perry basketball in this tournament? They have been in the Perry County Championship game every year since 2021. Last time they missed it was in 2020. So Mustangs look to keep that momentum going. Substitution here, Casey Sudge is back in. So that's Aiden Lupfer, Drew Brandt. Heaves it back to Aaron Fleischer. Fleischer down Lupfer to go up a little bit. Good screen for Fleischer. Here's Drew Brandt. Drew Brandt is freshman for the sophomore, for the Mustangs. He has been doing good from 3-point range so far this season. And Lupfer drives one up and draws the foul. And Lupfer will head to the line shooting 2. That's now 3 fouls on Greenwood here in the second quarter. The second on number 15, Ryan Garante. First free throw is good for Aiden Lupfer. Substitution coming in for the Wildcats. Number 24, Jack Myers is in. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Free throw is off the mark for Lupfer. Now good lane and fouling 2 is Dylan Wolmer. Dylan Wolmer's first 2 points of the night. Now back to a 3-point game. This Aaron Fleischer. Over to Casey Sudge. Sudge over to Aaron Fleischer. Back to Sudge. A little bit of a longer second quarter compared to the first. That's Mason Page. Mason Page up heavy against Mason Morgan. Here's Drew Brandt. Brandt finds Sudge. Sudge contested free, and whoa! Casey Sudge. Heavily contested, but he gets the arch and drops in. Let's play Mustangs. Have been doing well from downtown pretty much all season long. And now Greenwood will call a timeout. They will call their first timeout. And it's another for a second timeout. For a second timeout this time for Greenwood. Both teams using one for a second timeout so far in this game. Now we're having some. Our camera just died.
Shut off.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it's over to one of the other cameras very quickly. Yeah, our main camera just died, so we're gonna go back and forth here with the other cameras that we have here for the time being until we figure this out. Oh, okay, now it's charging. Hold on, we're about to get this camera back here, guys. It just started charging again.
Personal foul by Max, number 24, Jack Myers. His
Okay, here we go. I got it back up now. Hold on. Hold on. I got it back. It's charging now. Okay, we got it back. All right.
I can't do that unless I take all these other screenshots off.
Yeah. All right, we got it back. Yep, we got it back. All right. Sorry about that. That was weird. I don't know why it wasn't charging, but it is now. It is now. I can tell by that fact.
I'll say it. Well, I can see after I can plug into here too for you.
Yeah. That was weird, but we got it quick. And now, wow, before a foul commenced, Rice Prairie, it looks like they just called a timeout. And it's a 30-second timeout here for the Mustangs, so that's their last 30-second timeout. They have 3 timeouts remaining. They're all full. 1:01 left to go here for halftime. Coming up on the Peco Sports Talk halftime report, we'll have first half stats for both teams, what we're expecting later, and take a look at a little bit of history of this tournament. All coming up on the Peco Sports Talk halftime report. And once again, the presentation of the 56th annual Perry County Boys Basketball Championship Tournament on Facebook and YouTube is brought to you by the Bank of Landisburg and by Peco Yardscapes. Technology, you gotta love it sometimes, right? But we got a good game here, especially if you're a West Prairie fan, up by 6. And now here's Ken Kriebel, who just came in after the timeout. And here's Jackson Bauer. Mason Page wide open for 3. He's got it. Mason Page 4 for 5 from downtown. Just an amazing performance for the freshman. And now this ball is loose. Taken back by Hayden Fleischer. Here's Casey Sedge, and he draws a heavy foul on a breakaway. Now the foul is on Mason Morgan. That's his first. And now it's the team's 5th of the second quarter, meaning if Greenwood commits any more fouls in the next 23 seconds, that West Prairie player will head to the free throw line. Here's Casey Such. And gets in the first. 9-point lead now for West Prairie, the largest lead of the game. Substitution for the Wildcats. Dylan Wilmer is back in. Now make that a 10-point lead actually. And it'll stay a 10-point lead by Hayden Fleischer. Gets it back and turns into a 3-point play. Hayden Fleischer makes in for 2. And the Mustangs are now up by 12. And now hard shot, heavily contested, and one more shot to have, but will not go off in time for the Wildcats on the takeaway. And what a half for the West Prairie Mustangs, 30-18, your score at the half. You're watching the 2025 Perry County Boys Basketball Tournament Semifinal number 1 exclusively on the Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook page and on Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel. We'll be back in about 2 minutes for the Peco Sports Talk halftime report. Your score at halftime, West Prairie 30, Greenwood 18. We are back here for the Peco Sports Talk halftime report. 30-18 for the West Prairie Mustangs. Halfway through the first semifinal. We have a couple of comments here. We see Dolores Kittner, one of our biggest fans, saying nice bleachers. Yeah, that's one thing that I noticed here, not right away, but when I got here, Susquehanna has brand new bleachers this year. And what's ironic about these is that they look exactly like the new ones that West Perry has this year. The only difference is that the ones here are black and ones at West Perry are more like a darker green. So it makes sense. I mean, they're nice. They're beautiful. Like I remember being here last year that they had the wooden bleachers. But these are so much nicer. They're the exact same things that exact same bleachers that West Perry has now. The only difference is their colors. But anyway, we are here at halftime, and here's the first half scoring summary for both teams. First for the Greenwood Wildcats, 1 point for Mason Morgan, 2 points for Dylan Wilmer, 2 more points for Jacob Anderson, 2 points for Drake Kerstetter, 3 points on three-pointer in the first quarter by Jack Myers, and Bronson Moyer leads the way with 8 points for the Greenwood Wildcats. For the West Prairie Mustangs, 2 points for Jackson Bauer, 3 points for Aiden Lufer, 6 points for Hayden Fleischer, 7 points for Casey Such, and Mason Page, 4 for 5 from 3-point range. And he has 12 points on 4 3-pointers. Just an unbelievable start for Mason Page. Mason Page, he is turning a lot of heads here. Just a couple of years ago for West Prairie boys basketball, Casey Such, who was the freshman, had the all-time scoring record in West Prairie boys basketball. And with the way that Mason Page is playing nowadays, it wouldn't surprise me if Mason Page ends up beating that record. He is the son, after all, of West Prairie assistant coach J.P. Page. And so it's kind of in his blood, really. I mean, to do everything he's doing. And it's not just basketball. He also did great for West Prairie football. He came in halfway through the season as a starting quarterback, filled in for the injured Hayden Fleischer. But Mason Page, just an incredible athlete. I'm kind of excited to see what he does in the spring, if anything. If he does in the spring, I don't know for sure just yet, but it's incredible what Mason Page has been doing, not just on the gridiron, but on the wooden floor during the winter season. Just unbelievable. Our second semifinal will be coming up after this. It will be the hometown Susquehanna Blackhawks and the Newport Buffaloes. One thing that I was surprised to hear about Newport, they're coming off their first win of the season. They started the season 0-6. They're coming off a big win in their last game. But despite a tough record, a tough season so far for Newport, they have the top scorer in the Tri-Valley League, Landon Sering, which really is surprising. But the thing is, what Nick Murray was telling me is that, the reason why he's scoring so much is because he's playing pretty much the entire game every single time. I guess it's not that. I guess it's not that big of a team. Like, I haven't had a chance to see Newport yet this season, but I'm kind of excited to see what this Newport team can do, especially coming off their first win. Like, they're hanging into this on momentum. Meanwhile, for Susquehanna, they're having one of their best seasons they ever had at this point. They're 8-1. Like, they lost a tough game in the second game of the year against Lancaster Country Day School, who is currently undefeated. But ever since then, Susquehanna has won 7 in a row. They'll see Susquehanna versus Newport in the second semifinal later on today. And for Susquehanna, Susquehanna School District, what a year. What a year it has been for Susquehanna School District. All starting with field hockey, winning the Perry County Championship for the first time in a while, and then later on winning their first state championship. We saw the state championship trophy in the trophy case right outside the gym here, and just unbelievable. And not just that, you also got other Perry County championships for Susquehanna, including the Cross Country Boys Championship. Cross Country Boys won the Perry County tournament for Susquehanna. You also got the cheerleading squad, who won back-to-back Perry County tournaments. Susquehanna also did well in the state tournament, from what I heard. And most recently, girls basketball. Susquehanna girls basketball won the Perry County championship for the first time in 5 years. And once again, our 56th annual Perry County boys basketball tournament coverage is brought to you by Peco Yardscapes and by the Bank of Landsberg. And quick message from our friends over at the Bank of Landsberg. Scammers love the holiday rush. Happy holidays, everybody. Don't let them steal your cheer. Avoid clicking unexpected links in emails or texts, especially about, quote, lost packages or, quote, delivery updates. When in doubt, go directly to the official website. The Bank of Landsberg, a neighbor you can trust. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes for the start of the second half. West Perry Mustangs up by 12, 30-18. You're watching the 56th annual Perry County Boys Basketball Championship Tournament Semifinal number 1, exclusively on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back for the start of the second half.
I like having all these views.
We are back here for the start of the second half. 30-18 for the West Prairie Mustangs. Bronson Moyer for the Greenwood Wildcats leads the team with 8 points, but Mason Page can't imagine that one of the messages from Greenwood head coach Troy Gant was that do not leave Mason Page wide open, because he will hurt you almost every single time. So here we go. West Perry still in the green. They get the ball back to start the second half. And pass time out for Kane Kriebel. Kriebel strips it back, and Kane Kriebel has his first 2 points tonight. As the start that the West Prairie Mustangs did. West Prairie coming off a big win at Junior in their last game last week. Hope you all had a great holiday, great Christmas this past week. We're approaching the new year, and now it was Jack Myers gets one up on the reverse layup. And now Casey Sudge trying to fend off Jackson Anderson. Good spin for Casey Sudge. Hayden Fleischer left open, and he is denied by Jackson Anderson. Jackson Anderson and a walk. I think he was looking for a charge by the West Prairie Mustang fans. Happy about that call. Good call there by the officials as well. You know, one thing I'm surprised but we don't see here tonight, Susquehanna cheerleaders. We have seen them, well, we probably won't see them now because Susquehanna is not on the floor, but we might see Susquehanna cheerleaders out here tonight during the second semifinal. One surprise if we do see them tonight. Here's Mason Page. Mason Page, a nice sidestep and a shot way off the mark. Greenwood Wildcats will get it back. Still down by 12. That's something you don't see very often. The official telling the cameraman to get back a little bit. We don't have to worry about up here. We're up at the Hawk's Nest for the first time ever. This is a dream come true for us. I mean, we never been up here for this tournament. Yes, it is a little toasty here. We've got the air ventilators are right next to us here. It is a little toasty up here, but hey, better toasty than being cold outside. Did see some snow flurries. A shot attempt there for Moyer was blocked. Here's Jackson Bauer or the Mason Page. No doubt for the Greenwood Wildcats. They're going to keep a heavy eye on Mason Page, but you forget about Casey Sudge. He'll make you pay too. Casey Sudge, for the first time in a while, has scored 10 points Mason Page getting a free for the second time. And whistle King Kriebel tried to get it back. Bad Mason Page, or excuse me, Casey Sedge did have a lot of points against Shooting Yan in the last game. Foul there was on Mason Page for his first. So far, it's been a very clean game for the West Prairie Mustangs. Only 4 fouls, a long 2-point shot, way off the mark for Jack Myers. Here's Casey Sedge. Casey Sedge was out last week with an illness. It's great to see him back. And a pass attempt for Bauer. Gets away from him and grabbed by Jack Myers. There's a tough shot there for Dylan Walmer. It draws a foul. Walmer shooting foul. Will head to the line shooting 2 for the first time tonight. Ken Kriebel there called on his second foul. He is the only West Prairie player now to have 2 personal fouls. Dylan Walmer first trip to the line tonight. There was a round and nice right from the basket. Dylan Walmer drops in. Walmer had 2 points in the first half. He will have 1 for now here in the second half. Rebounded by Ham Fleischer. And Fleischer lays one up. And he gets in for 2. And Fleischer with 8 points now. Hard shot and denied by Ham Fleischer. And a jump ball. Fleischer playing back towards the Greenwood Wildcats. 37-21, the largest lead of the game so far for the Mustangs. West Prairie lost to Susquehanna in the Prairie County Championship game last year. Looking to set up a rematch potentially here with a win. Wildcats gets it over to Jackson Anderson. Over here now to Mason Morgan. Now wide open look for free to Walmer. Off the mark. Rebounded by Casey Such. Casey Such with somebody. He finds Jackson Bauer. Thought about shooting free. Mason Page. Page having to go against Jack Myers. Page stripped away. And it will stay with the West Prairie Mustangs. Mason Page. Not surprising here, being kept quiet because of the heavy defensive pressure against the freshman, Mason Page. Here's Ham Fleischer or Jackson Bauer. Bauer over to Mason Page. There's Bauer. Casey Such from the corner. Good defense. Good screen for Kriebel. Here's Page. Good defensive pressure for the Wildcats. Casey Such. Casey Such gets one up and beautiful shot. Casey Such. 12 points for him now, and Greenwood will call a timeout. With 3:21 to go, 39-21. 18-point lead. And it's a full timeout here for the Greenwood Wildcats. We'll take a break. Set to resume action. 3:21 to go. West Prairie up by 18. back here after the Greenwood timeout, and the West Prairie Mustangs. I'm sorry, these Greenwood fans, they're a little bit surprised on how well the West Prairie Mustangs have been shooting, especially from three-point range. West Prairie, so far, is shooting over 80% from downtown here tonight. As a team, it is unbelievable what the Mustangs have been doing from long distance. And now here we go with the Greenwood Wildcats. Down by 18, the largest lead tonight for the Mustangs. Now here we go with Owen Losh. Owen Losh coming in after the Greenwood timeout. Over here now, this is Mason Morgan. And now three-point shot, Greenwood needs this one. It's off the mark for Bronson Moyer. And he's taken back by the Mustangs. And Fleischer able to get his own tipped pass back. And a nice pass for Casey Such, but the finish not there for Fleischer. Ball stays in, rolls back in. Wildcats need to get something going. Around 10 minutes to go left here in the second half. This is Jack Myers. And Myers fouled. It's not a shooting foul, however. Drew Brand is called on the foul. And that ball just slipped out of the fingers of Jack Myers. I don't think he meant to pass it. And now here's the other 24, Jackson Bauer, getting his first 2 points since game 2 in the first quarter. 39-21 for the West Prairie Mustangs. And now a shot. And shooting foul as Mason Morgan gets the call. Mason Morgan will head to the line for the second time tonight. He made 1 of 2. First foul on Casey Such. That's 4 fouls now in the third quarter on West Prairie. Here's Mason Morgan going to the line shooting 2 and rolls in for Morgan. The first free throw attempt is good. Substitution coming for both teams. Number 3, Jacob Anderson is in for Greenwood, and for West Prairie, it's Aiden Lufer. Second free throw is also good for Morgan. Mason Morgan, 3 points for him, all from the line. He is 3 for 4. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Third quarter, excuse me. Mr. Brand over at Jackson Bauer. Bauer under heavy pressure on Garante. And Bauer lost it. Good defensive pressure for Ryan Garante. The Wildcats with momentum on their side. Greenwood has the bonus. One more foul on West Prairie in the next minute and 28 seconds will send the Greenwood Wildcats to the free throw line. Here's Moyer. Moyer, and there is a hard foul. That is good awareness for Bronson Moyer to get up and get up a second time, hoping that Ham Fleischer will land on top of him, and he did the second time. And Fleischer caught on his second. And here's Bronson Moyer heading to the line. He's 2 for 2, making 3 for 3 now from the line. Bronson Moyer with 9 points now after that free throw. Casey Such is back in now for the Mustangs. Single free throw, also good. Moyer, we told you, Bronson Moyer is one of the best free throw shooters in the Tri-5 League. Over 75% free throw shooting for Bronson Moyer. He is perfect so far tonight, 4 for 4. Casey Such or Aiden Lufer. Lower, nice bounce pass on a sprint to Ham Fleischer. He found a clear lane, and Ham Fleischer now with 10 points. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. The Mustangs trying to increase their lead, still up by 18. A fairly even third quarter for both teams. A shot off the mark for Anderson. Rebounded by Ham Fleischer. Casey Sudge, Mustangs looking for one more shot perhaps before time runs out. We did see West Prairie last Monday against Middletown get a buzzer beater in the first quarter. Ball goes out of bounds, 10 seconds to go. Yep, I'm starting to see some cheerleaders here for Susquehanna. Susquehanna cheerleaders starting to make their way in. Yep, not surprising here. Drew Brent, the inbound pass, finds Aiden Lofer. Lofer over to Casey Sudge. Sudge looking at the time. Ham Fleischer. And Casey Sudge has to get it off. The shot is blocked by by Bronson Moyer. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. A fairly even third quarter for both teams, and the Mustangs are still up by 18. You are watching the 2025 Perry County Boys Basketball Championship Tournament's first semifinal exclusively on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back for the fourth and final quarter. The Mustangs are up by 18. Fourth quarter here at Susquehanna High School, first semifinal. As we'll see the Newport Buffaloes and the Susquehanna Blackhawks coming up next in our second semifinal. Thank you so much for tuning in on Perry County Talk Sports on Facebook page and Peco Sports Talk YouTube. Here we are in the fourth quarter. Mustangs up by 18, their largest lead tonight. And Lufer, oh man, he had all the time in the world to take a shot and say he would drive it in. And Lufer making it look easy on that breakaway and finds a clear lane. And now West Prairie has their largest lead tonight, 20-point lead, 45-25. This West Prairie team, just outstanding. Now foul. Foul is on Aiden Looper. That's his first. And now Bronson Moyer. His shot off the mark. Might have been tipped by Aiden Looper. Now Mason Page, heavily contested free. That's his first three-point shot of the second half. A little sidestep here for Jackson Anderson. Anderson with a shot on the floater. And that's off the mark. Mason Page gets it back. Mason Page, nice bounce back to Hayden Fleischer. Drew Brand all by himself, shooting free, and it's off the perimeter shot. Offensive rebound for Looper. Casey Sudge, straightaway free, banks it. Casey Sudge, 15 points for him. Getting close to the season high if he hasn't had it already. Now the Mustangs with a lopsided matchup here. And now a pass intercepted. Mason Page. Mason Page, hard foul and no foul. And now reaching. And Greenwood wisely calls a timeout before a jump ball is called. 6:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Winner of this game moves on to the Perry County Championship game tomorrow night. tomorrow night. 32nd timeout here for Greenwood. That's their last 32nd timeout. They have 2 full timeouts remaining. West Prairie still has all 3 full timeouts left to go in this one. West Prairie girls basketball is at home tonight. They are in a non-conference matchup within the Mid-Penn Conference against the Big Spring Bulldogs. That game just started about a minute ago. Or maybe about to start, really. So here we go with the Greenwood Wildcats. Greenwood Wildcats, they have won Perry County Championship so far this year. That was the boys soccer tournament hosted by West Perry, where Greenwood won Perry County record 13th Perry County Championship in boys soccer. And now here we go, Greenwood Wildcats needing a lot to get back into this game. And a shot and a foul. And heading to the line once again is Mason Morgan. First free throw is short. Mason Morgan, second free throw. Dribbles around and it goes in. Ball's knocked down. Here's Jackson Bauer. Where Wildcats started to show off that full court pressure defense that they're used to doing in late stages of the game. And now a hard shot and a great shot there. Great strategy for Hayden Fleischer, I should say. He was about to go out of bounds, but he hits it back in, goes off of Bronson Moyer. And the Mustangs retain possession. Let's say to Loafer. Loafer bounce pass to Drew Brandt. The ball is tipped. And a foul commences on a reaching foul of Mason Morgan. So far, this has been a very clean game for both teams here. That's only 7 personal fouls on Greenwood. 9 fouls on West Perry in this game so far. And now a hard pass. Casey Such reverse layup ace, making it look easy. Right under the basket, Casey Such keeps it going. 17 points for Casey Such, a season high. And the Wildcats, and oh my goodness, you want to talk about good momentum. Mason Morgan pulling off some kind of Brock Purdy kind of moves that we saw last night for Brock Purdy and the 49ers. And Greenwood starting to get frustrated a little bit. Jackson Bauer, by the way, had those last 2 points for the Mustangs. And Jackson Bauer committed the foul there. A little bit of a shelf there from Jack Myers. Greenwood not happy as West Prairie has 52. Doubling up against the Greenwood Wildcats, up by 26. West Prairie Mustangs, this has been a dominant performance, and Greenwood playing for pride most likely at this point. 3-point shot off the mark for Jacob Anderson. Nice bounce back, and Mason Page finds Casey Such. He gets 2 more. Casey Such, a big night for him, 19 points. And bounce pass intercepted. Casey Such, spin move. He took 1 too many steps that he didn't try to, but he was pushed forward. And getting down 1 extra step there is Casey Such. And ball goes out of bounds. That was Owen Loss trying to find Jacob Anderson. Goes out of bounds. 3:34 to go. They're in the first semifinal. Here's Gage Snyder, who just came in for the Mustangs. He was trying to find, that was substitution, Coach Sigler. Was out of bounds. The West Perry Mustangs setting out the younger boys to get some varsity time. And the Perry County tournament with such a big lead, up by 28. And now Coach Sigler gets it back. Coach Sigler with a floater off the rim, off the mark. Gage Snyder tried to corral it back. Rebound set by Drake Kerstetter. Page got a hand on that. And now wide open look for Greenwood, and it's off the mark for Jackson Anderson. Rolls in. That's good for Drake Kerstetter. That was actually Owen Losh on his first 2 points of the game. There's Gage Snyder. Gage Snyder with a nice floater, but that doesn't go in for Snyder. And the Wildcats, Owen Losh denied a shot by Kane Kriebel. Here's Mason Page. This Greenwood crowd, Greenwood fans, they travel well, and so do the West Perry Mustang fans. But Greenwood fans have to be shocked. Gage Snyder for free, and he overshoots it. West Perry fans, they are getting excited for the younger boys to get some playing time. And now Greenwood is going to call a timeout with 1:46 to go. They don't have a 30-second timeout, so it's a full timeout. Coming up next, right here on the Perry County Talk Sports on Facebook page and on Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel, we'll have the second semifinal for you coming up next. Susquehanna versus Newport. You got 2 teams coming up with opposite records. Susquehanna is 8-1 on the year. Newport is 1-6. Susquehanna is 4-0 in the Tri-County Athletic Association. Newport is winless in the same conference, only on the Western Division. Susquehanna is in the East Division. But Newport, they're coming into this game with momentum. They're coming off their first win of the year, 62-45 against Midwest a week ago from this past Saturday, back on the 20th. While Susquehanna, they're coming off a close, massive win at Muncie. Muncie, one of the powerhouses around here in boys basketball. Susquehanna beat them 58-56 1 week ago this past Monday. We'll see Newport versus Susquehanna coming up next in semifinal number 2. Right here on Facebook and on YouTube. Whichever platform you're watching, we greatly appreciate you. Back here after the Greenwood timeout. Now look here for Titan Worth. And it seems like Greenwood has some of their younger players out on the floor. Here is Titan Worth. We also see Ryan Ferrante on there. Here's Worth. Worth back over to Kerstetter. Or excuse me, that's number 32, Alec McTavish. Here's Kerstetter. Kerstetter lays one up. Good defensive pressure for Caden Kriebel. Rebounded by Gage Snyder, and less than a minute to go. The Mustangs are well on their way to a big win, and a substitution comes in, and West Perry is actually going to call a timeout here. With 49 seconds to go. It's a full timeout for West Perry, but they're not going to take it as a full timeout, saying we just want to get the substitution in. Which they can do, by the way. are allowed to use a timeout just to bring in a substitution when a team has the ball. Now here's Gage Snyder and Luford came in for that substitution. Here's Gage Snyder. West Perry looking for momentum as they head to a Perry County Championship game tomorrow night. Right here at Susquehanna High School. There's Gage Snyder. Snyder floats one up, underhanded shot. A fairly quiet fourth quarter scoring wise. Wildcats playing for pride as Greenwood will drop to 5-4 on the year, while West Perry will improve to 4-5. And what has been the most dominant performance that for West Perry so far this season against a tough Greenwood Wildcat team. But West Perry, man, it looked rather easy. If I was Susquehanna or Newport, I would be taking notes on how they shoot. Here's Drake Kirster getting 2 points. He now has 4. 5 seconds will tick off. And the West Perry Mustangs get the big win, and they will advance to tomorrow night's Perry County Championship game. Who they will face, we're going to find out in a matter of moments as we're going to see the hometown Susquehanna Blackhawks taking on the Newport Buffaloes in the second semifinal. We'll start a brand new stream right here on YouTube and Facebook. And that's going to wrap up our coverage of the first semifinal as West Perry gets a dominant 54-30 win against a very tough Greenwood Wildcats team. We'll see you next time for semifinal number 2 coming up next right here on Perry County Talk Sports Zone Facebook page and Peco Sports Talk YouTube channel, presented by the Bank of Landsberg and Peco Yardscapes. Our final score in semifinal number 1, West Perry 50, Greenwood 34. We'll see you for semifinal number 2.